Hello, my name is Michael Collins. I taught for many years in the English department at Georgetown University and retired in 2020. I would like to tell you a little bit about the course I am teaching for Encore Learning in the fall. It's called The New British Theatre. Shortly after the Second World War, theatre in Britain underwent a profound transformation. New themes and new dramatic forms began to erode the conventions of the so-called well-made play, the kind of plays that had been produced in London for the previous 50 years. Our course will look first at the practices and conventions of London theatre in the 1950s, that is, at the well-made play and the way it works. We'll examine some of the people and some of the forces that brought about the transformation. And then finally, we'll consider the larger context in which that transformation occurred. We'll then move on to the plays we want to talk about. The first is Terence Rattigan's The Deep Blue Sea. It's a wonderful example of the well-made play. It's powerful. It still works in production. It still engages audiences very well, but it's also a kind of example of the kind of play at its best that had been seen on the British theatre stages for almost 50 years now. Then we'll move on to the first play that was in some way transformative, and that's T.S. Eliot's The Cocktail Party. Eliot wanted to bring verse drama back to the London stage, to the British stage, and he did that with The Cocktail Party. What he tried to do is to use the conventions of the well-made play, however, using verse for the dialogue, but also he had another purpose as well. He hoped to bring to the audience's attention through this very contemporary setting, a religious vision of the contemporary world. Second play is John Osborne's Look Back in Anger, which made a powerful impact on British theatre in 1956 when it was produced. There, the convention of the well-made play, if you like, are upended. The play is not set in London, as those plays usually were, but in the Midlands. The characters are not upper middle class, but working class. But above all, the language is no longer the language of polite society, but a kind of explosive vernacular. The final play we'll look at is Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot in 1955. Godot was an entirely different play in structure, in setting, and language. As one critic put it, it's a play in which nothing happens twice. But Waiting for Godot changed British theatre forever, and it opened the door for other playwrights such as Pinter, Stoppard, Carol Churchill, and many, many others. According to the director Richard Eyre, after Waiting for Godot, theatre could be about anything, and it could take any form. Along the way, during our discussions, I'll try to illustrate some of the plays with clips from the productions that have been recorded to give you a sense of what these plays are like on the stage, the power and impact that they make. So I hope if that sounds interesting and you have some interest in British theatre, you might want to be with us in the fall.